Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you are listening to today's podcast episode number 13, entitled My First Camping Trip. Welcome to the Life After Her podcast with yours truly, Nicole Sweeney. Thank you guys so much for joining me again, yet another week. We are officially in May, and if any of you guys know this, May is the fifth month of the year. Hopefully all of you know that. May is the fifth month of the year, and 5 represents grace. Isn't it amazing that we are in the middle of a pandemic and we are still here? It was because of God's grace that we are still here today. So celebrate life, celebrate being here, celebrate all the wonderful things that are going on in your life, because it could have been different. Before we get started, I want to shout out you guys. You guys have been such an amazing audience, listeners, supporters. I appreciate you guys so much. But guess what? I want to give a shout out to my people, my friends in South Africa. I specifically want to shout out Durban, KwaZulu Natal, South Africa. If you guys are from South Africa listening to today's podcast episode, God bless you. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening. I hope that you continue to listen to my story, and I am so grateful that you chose my podcast to listen to. I'm going to also shout out Germany, France, United Kingdom, Ohio, New Jersey, Atlanta, New York. Shout out to all of you guys for just tuning into my episodes, and I thank you so much. All right, guys, let's jump right into today's podcast entitled My First Camping Trip. Journee goes on a camping trip for the very first time. This is her first time being not around her family, being around other young ladies, other young girls and adults. This is different for Journee, right? So she's always been around her mom, her dad, and her siblings, and now she is going away to camp for a couple of weeks. It's a great experience for her, but it's a little different. Now, typically, Journee and her siblings spend the summer months visiting family. They also go outside to play. They play with each other because it was a lot of them. But this time, Journee went away for a couple of weeks. And unfortunately, Mama and Papa Black could not always afford to send them places to experience new things. So fortunately, Journee was blessed enough to be sponsored by someone from the Grace and Mercy Baptist Church. It's a blessing to be a blessing. So Journee was blessed with the opportunity to go to a camping trip, an overnight camping trip, which it was totally different for her. So she gets to the camping trip. She's having a wonderful time. She's enjoying the new environment. She's in the mountains. She's learning how to swim. She's learning different dance moves. She's getting to know other young girls, and she actually is sleeping in a cabin. You could call it a cabin. And that was her first experience doing that. So she had a lot of fun. One particular day, one of the camp counselors came up to Journee and gave her a letter. And Journee had no idea what this letter was for or who it was from. As soon as Journee looked at the letter, she saw it said Lorraine Black, which is Mama Black. And she knew it was something from Mama Black. So she opens this letter right before she goes to bed. She curls up in her bed, puts a blanket over her, and she opens the letter and starts to read a letter from Mama Black to Journee. The letter was so sweet, so endearing. Mama Black just had a way of making you feel so special. And for Mama Black and Papa Black to have 6 children, Mama Black was able to make each and every one of her kids feel like they were the only one. Isn't that crazy how you have 6 children? You have to divide your attention and your time and your energy to 6 different children while having a husband, while trying to maintain a household. But Mama Black was such a good representative of what it meant to be a great mom. And she divided her attention as if all 6 kids were the only child. So Journey reads the letter. It's really sweet. Mama Black is hoping that she's having a good time, saying she just wants Journey and her siblings to have fun and enjoy life. And at the bottom of the letter, she signs off and says, "See you soon, Mom." So a couple of days go by, and now it's time for Journey to go back home with her family. So Journey gets on the bus. The ride is about an hour and a half. They finally arrive to the bus station, and guess who's there? Mama Black, Papa Black, Strength, Maven, Audacious, Gracie, and Joy. So all of them came to pick up Journey from her camping trip. And of course, Journey was so elated to see her family after a couple of weeks, and this was her first time not being around her family for that extended period of time. So it brought so much joy for Journey to finally see her siblings and her parents. So they pile into the car, they go back home, they're walking up their stairs to their apartment, and Strength notices something is on the door. So, what did Mama Black do? She snatched the note off of the door before Strength could really understand what was on that letter. I don't know if Journey really read it. I don't think she did, but Mama had a feeling that, guess what, y'all? It may have been an eviction notice. So Mama Black read it, and it said, "You have to leave the premises in 7 days." So Mama and Papa Black had 7 days to leave their apartment. So that is all I'm going to give you guys for today. The Strength family is going through a lot, but they're also enjoying life a lot as well. And that's how life can be sometimes, right? There's a lot of things going on in our lives that may be trials and tribulations and hurt, but we also have to look at all the wonderful things that are going on in our lives as well. So I want you guys to tune in next week to find out what happens after they read this notice that says they have to be out in 7 days. What will Mama and Papa Black do? I don't know. You have to tune in. So, before I end today's podcast episode, I have my episode affirmation. And today's episode affirmation is, God will not let you fail. Every loss is a setup for you to win. Did y'all hear me? Okay, you didn't? Let me repeat it again. God will not let you fail. Every loss is a setup for a win. No matter what the situation, no matter the circumstance you're going through, no matter the hurt, every loss that you may experience in life, whether it's a relationship, whether it's you're behind on your bills, whether they are not treating you right and fairly at work, whether it's, a friendship that didn't go too well, no matter what it is, it's always a setup for you to win. God always wants to see you win. So I want you to look at your life circumstances in a different way now. It's not a loss, it's a setup for God to have a win for you. All right? Stay encouraged, be blessed. No matter what happens throughout your day, know that it is set up for you to win. All right, guys, I will see you next week. And remember that God is proud of you. All right, guys, bye-bye.